Hi guys, my name is Malwareblocker and today we're going to be taking a look at Avast-Free antivirus. Now this is the beta version because there are some new improvements which have been made very recently and are obviously only available in the beta, so I wanted to take a quick look. So this is also the new GUI, which I personally really like, and is now more bluey and purple, but it also has a variety of different colours like green and yellowy orange. So this is the main status page. It's giving me a warning because I have real-time protection disabled to stop my samples getting picked up. And of course in the protection tab, well, we have lots of different features. Some such as the sandbox and the firewall are paid for, but there are a lot of other free features. And in the privacy tab we have the VPN and passwords manager for free as well, and performance we have game mode and cleanup also for free. So there are quite a few free features, and in terms of settings, well, god damn, Avast has got you covered. Unlike Bitdefender Free, Avast Free has hundreds of flipping heck really good settings, and I would just like to mention that we are now up to date. And we are also on default settings. Now, all of this is on the default here. I'm not going to go through everything because, like I said, there are hundreds of settings in here and they're really customizable, and I really do like that. Now, I would just like to say that I am using 2 exclusions for this test at the beginning anyway, just whilst I'm doing the URL test. So that's the samples and the ransomware folder, and that is now applied, and we can begin the URL test. Now for the URL test we will be using Google Chrome, and of course not their safe zone browser, which is one disadvantage to Avast Free. It installs it automatically as like a extra browser, but you know, unless you're doing online banking, there isn't really much use to their browser. I mean, it's kind of alright, but you know, might as well just use your main browser for everyday tasks. So we have the Avast extension enabled, and I'm going to show you these settings in one moment. Here we go. So allow access to URLs is on, and well, yeah, just going to restart the browser just to make sure that the extension is properly enabled, and obviously it is. We also have 5 malicious and 5 phishing URLs ready and up to, well, pretty much up to date. I mean, the malicious ones, slightly older because they're always hard to find, but the phishing ones are very new phishing URLs. So, the first malicious URL was basically a drive-by download, and
threat has been detected.
My headphones, it was blocked.
Threat
so I'm
has
just going
been
to shut the
detected.
woman up because I admit she gets a bit annoying. But the second one was also blocked, and this one was the site which actually got blocked this time. As you can see from the extension, this site is not safe. So if it says it can't be reached, that's because the URL has been blocked. As you can see again, threat blocked. For some reason it doesn't always come up with threat blocked, but if it is the real-time protection, so the drive-by download being blocked, as you can see, failed network error, then that's basically going to come up with a pop-up. As you can see again, this URL has been blocked, so that's basically all the malicious URLs. So 2 drive-by downloads, both blocked, so I'm going to count that as obviously being blocked, and the other 3 were also blocked. As you can see in the downloads folder, we have no downloads, which is incredible. So 5 out of 5, really good start. Now on the phishing URLs, first one, straight away, bada bing, bada boom, is blocked. Very impressive. The second one is also blocked. So how will it do? Will it continue to block these? Yes, it appears to do so. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, has it missed this one? Oh, no, it hasn't, because, again, the extension picks us up as a phishing site. So if we click get us out of there, then we're completely safe. And then the last one, again, was blocked. My school bag just fell over. But still, that's a really impressive score. That is 100%, literally 10 out of 10 for both the malicious and phishing URLs. 100%. And this is pretty incredible, and it's clear that Avast-Free has really, really good URL protection. So looking at the notifications here in the Avast application, we can see that all the threats were basically blocked, and well, the 2 drive-by downloads were quarantined or put in the virus chest, as they like to call it for some reason. But yeah, it's basically the quarantine. So now what we're going to do is, of course, move on to the next test, which is the detection test. So we have 76 new malicious threats in this folder from a few hours to a few days old. And I'm now going to have to obviously remove the exclusions in Avast. And as you can see, we now have no exclusions at all. Well, actually, you can't see that on the screen because I haven't shown you yet. But basically, all the exclusions are about to be removed. And of course, I'm just going to do the standard, let's do a right-click scan, you know, the same thing every time, because right-click scans are just good. They're better than the custom scans. It's a bit hassly. But there you go, both the exclusions are removed. File system shield is obviously on at the moment, so hopefully real-time protection doesn't do anything. Right-click scan started, and now I'm gonna fast forward through this part of the video to, you know, not bore you guys to death. So the scan is complete, and Avast has detected lots of malicious threats. Now for the removal, I'm going to select delete for all items and then click apply in one moment. And I must say that the scan and the removal process was extremely easy and quick. There are obviously noticeable improvements since I last tested this product, and the scan speed for sure and removal process has sped up. Now all malicious threats appear to have been resolved, and looking at the folder, we have 13 items remaining. Now this means a detection rate of 82.8%, which is honestly pretty darn good, especially for a free AV. So very, very impressive results. 82.8%, effectively 83% if you want to be particular, which is obviously better than Bitdefender free. Now if you haven't seen that test, make sure you check it out, because again, that is another free AV, but it has a slightly worse detection rate than Avast. Now next up, we're going to proceed to the prevention test, but of course, first of all, I must show you guys the performance of the AV. So taking a look at the task manager processes, well, we can see that the Avast services or processes have very, very little RAM usage and CPU. So at the moment, well, barely any RAM, up to 80 megabytes, 10, 15, you know, they're really, really low. And to be honest, it's what I expected, because Avast is a really lightweight antivirus. But going back to the prevention test, well, we will see how it does. The first one basically just has an error, so that was a bit of a fail. The second one, of course, asks for the .NET framework, which for some reason doesn't seem to be installed, even though I keep installing it in every single test, and I have actually installed it in snapshots. So I really don't understand what's going on with that, but I do aim to fix that. The third one apparently failed, whatever it was doing, I don't know, but it failed. And obviously this one is clearly a pup, because, well, I mean, it's got an installer, and you can basically tell from the really crappy copy of the Windows logo. So, yeah, I mean, we've got also this this PDF viewer, which is a legit PDF viewer, but I'm going to tick the boxes for that as well. Obviously, that won't actually get picked up, but it's just adding junk to the system. Now, this appears to be some sort of setup program for another browser, and for some reason, I do not know why, OBS decided to like completely slow down and just completely fail to record basically everything on screen, which is kind of unfortunate, but well, that's what happened. So the VM in actual fact isn't slow at all, so it's not anything happening with the VM, it's just OBS, my screen recorder, failing to record my screen, which is really, really good. But basically, a malicious URL was opened from a HTML file, and that was also blocked there, as you can see, a threat. And we also have the, well, whatever sort of browser that is shown on the screen, like some Chinese fake browser, which looks really, really good to use. And the pup installer is still going, so, well, we're just going to have to wait for that. There aren't really many other things to execute. I mean, we've just got the JavaScript file and the other file left to execute. And, well, so far it appears to have basically stopped all malicious threats. I mean, there hasn't really been any which we properly ran, so that is kind of unfortunate. But, well, it's stopped everything apart from the pups, which is, by the look of things, pretty good. But of course, to back that up, I'm going to take a look at some ransomware threats in 1 second. Looking at some ransomware, well, you can see that the threats are basically just getting blocked over and over and over again. So I'm just going to let this run out, but effectively we are just going to execute a few. I mean, we're not going to execute all the ones in the folder because, let's be honest, okay, well, what's the point? I mean, I know that it's going to detect basically everything in this folder because Avast has really, really good signatures, and obviously they're just going to be completely detected by either the real-time protection, as in like the folder protection, so when it scans the folder, or something else. And now, whilst recording this voiceover, there appears to be another alarm. Really convenient, I know. So that pretty much concludes the prevention test. We have this weird looking browser. No ransomware has infected our system. We have a legitimate PDF viewer application. And, well, there doesn't seem to be anything in startup as far as I can tell, in auto runs and also in task manager. So obviously not a bad result right there, and very, very impressed. I do apologise for kind of a pretty bad prevention test there. I mean, it could have definitely been improved, but there weren't many samples left, and most of them appeared to fail to execute anyway. So, I mean, there you go. I mean, there's not much I can do about that unless I try some other samples for the prevention test. But, you know, that basically concludes the prevention test. So, just to check over the system, we're going to do a Zamana scan, and let's see if that detects anything. But I honestly don't think it's going to detect anything other than stuff in the ransomware and samples folder. So whilst that's scanning, let's have a look at the local temp folder and see if there's anything bad in here. From first glance, it doesn't look like there's much stuff in here which appears to be malicious or anything. I mean, it looks pretty safe to me. So, yeah, I'm going to say that that's okay. And let's just let the Zamana scan go on. But in conclusion, Avast-Free offers some extras for free, but the main AV components are on point, with higher detection rates than Bitdefender Free, and of course other free antivirus products. And I would say so far, Avast-Free is my favourite free antivirus, and pretty much has the best protection available. Now, Avast-Free's URL detection and prevention, especially in hardened mode, it is insanely good at prevention in the hardened mode. It is insanely good even without hardened mode compared to the likes of Kaspersky, Bitdefender, and MCSoft Internet Security, which of course are all paid for AVs. So what I'm trying to say is, even for a free antivirus product, you can effectively, with this product, get about the same protection, if not the same or better protection than paid for antivirus products. Now, the only thing you will be missing, of course, is a firewall and a sandbox, but you could just add Komodo firewall and possibly the sandbox with Avast-Free antivirus, and you'd have a solid setup and firewall there. Now, Avast-Free has a really nice, neat and tidy GUI until you get to the settings. Then it gets a bit messy, but it doesn't really matter. And well, the performance is also extremely good since it's very light and would be perfect as a free plus lightweight solution for any PC. But finally, just to finish the video, the Zamana scan detected 39 threats, most of which were of course in the ransomware folder because that was basically full up, and you can see some have been removed from the samples folder as well. So there's barely anything left over, and both of these ransomware files don't appear to execute, so pretty good result. We seem to be pretty clean as a system. So thank you very much for watching, hopefully you've enjoyed, and of course I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.